Okay, so untuk minggu ni kita akan discuss berkenaan dengan chapter 5 iaitu resonance problem in distribution system. So sebelum ni kita dah discuss berkenaan dengan harmonic, okay, harmonic problem in distribution system. So dalam chapter kelima kali ni kita akan discuss berkenaan dengan resonance problem. Okay, what is resonance? Saya rasa kamu dah tahu apa itu resonance dalam kuliah elektronik sepatutnya lah. Okay, kalau tak tahu tak apa, saya akan buat quick review dalam chapter ni. So resonance problems in distribution system. Okay, so dalam chapter 5 ni, so kita akan discuss berkenaan dengan short circuit capacity. So kamu akan jumpa berkenaan dengan apa itu short circuit capacity in power system. Yang kedua, kita akan discuss berkenaan dengan sistem respon karakteristik, okay, kaitannya dengan resonance dan sebagainya. Okay, voltage rise and resonance, apa itu resonance? Okay, yang paling penting sebenarnya dalam chapter ni, okay, dalam chapter 5 ni, yang paling penting kita akan discuss berkenaan dengan effect series and parallel resonance. Okay, yang tu kita akan discuss in detail termasuk teori dan calculation. Okay, dan seterusnya kita akan discuss harmonic order of the resonance frequency. Apakah harmonic yang boleh bagi efek kepada resonance frequency, dan seterusnya efek kepada power system. Contohnya kita ada harmonic kedua, ketiga, keempat dan seterusnya. So harmonic yang keberapa, ada harmonic number yang keberapa yang akan bagi efek yang lebih tinggi kepada kita punya sistem. So kita akan discuss dalam chapter ni. Dan seterusnya kita akan discuss berkenaan dengan effect of harmonics in the resonance. And the last one, the most important things adalah how to mitigate, how to eliminate the effect of the harmonic or resonance in the system. That's the important, we can say the important parts in this topic. So in this topic basically we focus more on what is resonance, what is series and parallel resonance, and then we analyze, and then the most important thing actually is how to mitigate, how to eliminate the resonance. Okay, the effect of the resonance in distribution system. Okay, so next. Okay, so basically this is the main learning outcomes of this chapter. So basically at the end of this chapter you should be able to basically explain how harmonic resonance can occur in power distribution systems. Okay, how this harmonic resonance can occur in distribution systems. Okay, and then you should be able to calculate the parallel and basically series resonance frequency of a power factor corrected industrial power system. Okay, sebenarnya resonance ni dia adalah impact ataupun kesan daripada power factor correction capacitor. Okay, power factor correction. Kalau kita nak buat power factor correction, kita install capacitor in parallel. Okay, yang kamu dah belajar sebelum ni. Okay, so apabila kita install capacitor in parallel dengan kita punya load, so of course dia akan bagi advantage, iaitu dia improve power factor. Power factor kita jadi lebih baik in term of power factor. Tetapi in term of resonance dia akan ada effect nanti. So kita akan analyze. And then the last one actually is learn the design technique for mitigating harmonics with recommended application. Okay, kita akan discuss beberapa teknik berkenaan dengan how to eliminate, how to mitigate the harmonic in the power system application. Okay. The first one, what is resonance? Okay, what is resonance? Okay. Introduction: a serious concern arising from the use of capacitor. Bila kita guna capacitor, especially in power system, salah satu aplikasi dia adalah dalam power factor correction system. Okay, the use of capacitor in an electrical power system is the possibility of the system resonance. Okay, The resonance phenomena actually is responsible for the greatest harmonic distortion, okay, produce the high harmonic distortion in the distribution networks, and the major cause of correction capacitor overload. Okay, apabila kita install capacitor, okay, dalam kita punya network, contohnya, okay, contohnya kalau saya boleh lukis satu simple system. Okay, satu simple system, let's say kita ada source, daripada source, okay, kita ada bus bar, and then kita ada load, okay, of course kita ada motor, let's say, dan kita perlu install capacitor. Originally kita install capacitor untuk reduce dia punya, untuk increase dia punya power factor. Okay, this capacitor can effect, can have a resonance effect, okay, due to the load, especially non-linear load. Mostly motor kita ni kita ada drive. Okay, kita ada speed drive, adjustable speed drive. Okay, that adjustable speed drive actually is a main source of the harmonic current. Okay, this harmonic current will go through to the capacitor and to the source. Okay, this one will introduce the resonance frequency. So what is the value of resonance frequency? Yang ni kita akan analyze. Berapa nilai frekuensi yang produce resonance? Okay, that frequency of course will affect to the voltage, and of course can cause the voltage distortion in the system. Okay, basically, okay, point number 3, resonance occurs when frequency, okay, when the frequency, okay, FH, tukar kali aja. When frequency produced by a non-linear load, okay, non-linear load commonly come from the power electronic applications such as speed drive, okay, speed drive. A non-linear load closely coincide with the power system natural frequency. Okay, that harmony actually is closely to the power system natural frequency. Okay, so basically there are two forms of resonance which can occur, which is number one actually is parallel resonance. Kita akan tengok satu persatu dan kita akan analyze satu persatu apa itu parallel resonance. Okay, and then number two actually is series resonance. Okay, kita akan analyze. So apa yang kita akan analyze actually is we try to determine the resonance frequency related to the parallel system. We try to determine F naught. F naught we call it frequency of resonance, or sometimes we write F res, RES. This is equal to F naught lah. We call it resonance frequency. Okay, in series and parallel. Okay, so first we look at to the parallel resonance. What is parallel resonance? Okay, okay. Let's say look at to this figure, this circuit. Let's say we have a system, we have a supply, okay, power system supply for example, and then connected to the transformer. Of course transformer kita ada R and L, combination of R and L. Okay, in this case we have a X transformer. Okay, we have a inductor of the transformer, and then connected to the load. In this case our load, let's say we have a combination of linear load, and then we have a non-linear load. Of course, this non-linear load will produce resonance. Will produce harmonic current. Okay, let's say it will produce harmonic current, IH. H maybe can be equal to 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, it consists of the harmonic current. Okay, this harmonic current basically will flow to the linear load, and with kawan kita baru masuk, Nurul Nabila. Okay, we'll go to the capacitor. Okay, commonly we have a capacitor connected in parallel with the load, basically for power factor improvement. We have capacitor, but this capacitor will affect with the harmonic current. Okay, so kita cuba akan analyze berapa frekuensi yang akan effect kepada capacitor. Okay, we call it frequency resonance. Okay, it's occur when, okay, look at to the point number 1. This parallel resonance occur when the natural frequency of the parallel combination of PFC, okay, power factor capacitor bank. Okay, this is a PFC, power factor capacitor bank. Okay, and the system L. System L means the inductance of the system. In this case, maybe we have inductance of the generator. Maybe, okay, we have inductance of the generator. We have inductor of the transformer, transmission line. Maybe, okay. So the parallel combination. Why we call it a parallel? Okay, can you imagine this one? Look at to the figure. Okay, tengok figure ni. Kenapa parallel? Sebab this system actually is connected to the ground. Okay, similarly to the capacitor connected to the ground. Of course, this capacitor actually is parallel with the transformer and then generator, parallel. So which means that our C actually is parallel with the L of the transformer and L of the generator. Sebab tu dia panggil parallel resonance. Okay, parallel seen from parallel ni dilihat daripada source of resonance. Okay, source of resonance yang ni pun connect kepada ground. Yang ni pun connect kepada ground. Resonance come from the harmonic come from the non-linear load. Okay, daripada non-linear load, seen from the non-linear load, dilihat daripada non-linear load. Okay, parallel. Okay, with the C and L of the system. Tu maksud dia. That's why we call it a parallel resonance. Okay, this can cause the substantial amplification of the IH, amplification of IH, I harmonic, that's flow between C, between capacitor and the system L, system inductor, and then lead to capacitor fuse blowing or failure. Okay, so effect dia, capacitor boleh jadi blowing after certain limit, or failure of the capacitor, or we can say overheating of the transformer. Effect dia, tu kesan dia apabila at certain limit. Kenapa? Kerana harmonic current ni dia akan produce voltage distortion voltage, because V equal to Z times I harmonic. Okay, apabila Z makin tinggi, Z bergantung kepada frekuensi. Even ZC equal to 1 over omega C. ZL equal to omega L. Okay, omega L. Semua ni bergantung kepada frekuensi. Apabila frekuensi resonance tinggi, so akan menghasilkan distortion voltage yang tinggi. Kita akan tengok in details selepas ni dia punya analisis. So, bila berlaku resonance? The main question is when resonance will occur. Okay? Okay, resonance akan berlaku apabila this condition. XC equal to XL. Nanti kita akan prove. Kenapa? Apabila frekuensi at C equal to XL, dia punya Z dia akan tinggi. Kita akan tunjuk sekejap lagi. Kita akan analyze. Okay. Ni adalah introduction. Parallel resonance. Parallel maksudnya C in parallel with the source, in parallel with the L, okay, of the system, seen from the source of harmonic. Dilihat daripada source of harmonic. Dalam kes ni source of harmonic, tengok pada figure ni daripada sini. So kita punya C dengan L of the system adalah parallel. That's why we call it parallel. Okay, next we look at to the series combination. Okay, series ni maksud dia dalam bahasa yang lebih mudah, series ni berlaku apabila source of harmonic in series. Let's say this is a non-linear load. Of course, we have a harmonic current. Okay, in series with the L and C. With the L and C. That's why we call it series combination of L and C. We call it a series resonance. Okay, series resonance. Effect dia pun still lagi sama. Okay, so kita ada dua. So two main point that we will discuss in details in this chapter. Okay, so kita kita tengok in detail berkenaan dengan parallel resonance. Okay, parallel resonance. Okay. Okay. First of all, kita tengok dia punya distribution system punya single line diagram. Distribution system, single line diagram of the distribution system. Okay. Okay. For example, kita ada utility. Utility dalam case ni, let's say kalau dekat Malaysia, let's say utility adalah TNB, pembekal tenaga. Okay, TNB. Okay, of course, utility connected to the utility is a generator, for example. Of course, we have a resistor. Okay, resistor, inductor of the generator. We call it summation of arc system and X system. And then we connected to the transformer. So of course, transformer they have their own resistance and inductance. Okay, or we call it impedance of the transformer. Okay, we have an impedance of the generator, and then we have an impedance of the transformer, and then we connected to the bus bar. This one is a bus bar of the distribution system. Okay, and then this bus bar connected to the load. For example, we have a load A, we have a load B, we have load C, and so on. Okay, in this case, we assume that, let's say, our load actually is non-linear load. Okay, our load actually is non-linear load. Okay, we have a non-linear load. We call it harmonic producing load, or in other words, we call it non-linear load. Non-linear load. Of course, this non-linear load produce harmonic current. Okay, we call it IH, harmonic current. So this harmonic current will go or will flow to the capacitor. Okay, commonly in the system we have a capacitor bank. We call it a power factor correction capacitor bank. Okay, to improve the capacity, to improve the power factor of the load. Okay, so this harmonic go through to the capacitor. Okay, so since you try to imagine this harmonic flow to the capacitor and parallel with the impedance of the transformer and generator. Okay, since from the harmonic point of view, this is go to the ground, and this one we have a ground connection, so parallel. We have a parallel. This one is parallel with this one. Okay, that's why we call it a parallel resonance. So the question is how to determine the Z. Okay, the Z seen from the harmonic. We call it Z in. How to determine this Z impedance. Okay, and then after we determine the Z impedance, we can determine the resonance frequency. Okay, we can determine the resonance frequency. So in this subtopic, the question is how to determine the Z characteristic in parallel resonance, number one. Number two, how to analyze or how to calculate the resonance frequency, F0, or we can write our F0 as FRES. Sometimes we write FRES, which means frequency resonance. Okay. Okay. The total plant load consists of both harmonic and harmonic producing load. The plant also use a PFC bank to improve the overall power factor yang saya beritahu tadi. So how to analyze? Okay, daripada single line diagram, kita nak analyze, kita nak determine impedance since from the harmonic producing source, harmonic load. Okay, what is Z in? How to determine Z in? Of course, you can imagine. Let's say we have a C. Let's say we don't have this load, for example, and then we can imagine that this C actually is parallel with combination of Z transformer and Z of the system, parallel. This series and parallel with ZC. Okay, so you can determine ZL. Okay, so in other words, we can write that our ZC, this is a ZC. Okay, so parallel with Z total. Okay, this Z total basically is combination of, okay, this Z total actually is combination of Z systems plus Z transformer. Okay. Okay. Boleh imagine? Yang ni kita dah belajar dalam, saya rasa dalam GTD dah belajar dalam power system. Okay, apabila kita ada transformer, kita kena refer sama ada kita punya resistance ke secondary ataupun ke primary. Untuk transformer, where is the primary? This is the primary side. This is a primary side. This is the secondary side. Secondary side. Ataupun in other words, this is a high voltage side. This is a HV side, and this is LV side. This is low voltage LV, LV side. Okay, sebab dalam kes ni transformer dia adalah step down transformer. Okay, step down the voltage. Okay, so you have to bear in mind this Z of the generator, you have to refer to the LV side. This is, you refer to the secondary side, we call it Z prime. Okay, Z prime. Okay, we refer to the secondary side. Can you imagine in your previous class? And then Z transformer, of course, you need to refer to the low voltage punya side. So then baru you boleh tambah dia punya, baru dia boleh tambah dia punya Z system prime plus ZTR prime. Okay, Z transformer. Okay, so this one we call it Z total, and this is a ZC. So from this one you can determine parallel impedance of the system of the circuit since from harmonic source. This is harmonic source come from the harmonic load. Actually is ZC parallel with Z total. ZC parallel with, parallel biasanya kita buat simbol macam ni. ZC parallel with Z total. Okay, so our task actually is to determine the Z in. Okay, Z in, and then resonance frequency. We know that resonance frequency happen occur when resonance frequency F0 occur when our XC equal to XL. Okay, itu yang kita nak analyze. Okay, so next, how to determine Z in? How to determine Z in? Okay, ni parallel resonance occur when XC equal to XL. Okay, how to determine ZC? Okay, how to determine ZC? How to derive how to derive the Z system? Okay, pertama kita kena kira kita punya R system, okay, and X system. Okay, macam mana nak kira? Okay, given biasanya kita punya generator ni, parameter yang dia bagi adalah S. Okay, S of the generator, and then voltage line to line of the generator biasanya. Okay, daripada voltage and satu dia bagi info apparent power, voltage line to line, dan satu lagi dia bagi info of X and R. Okay, X and R of the generator. Okay, so how to determine dia punya R? Okay, how to determine dia punya R system? Okay, to derive the resonance condition, we first need to calculate the Z system, ZTR, Z capacitor, then refer that system to the LV side. Okay, we refer to the low voltage side. Okay, we need to refer to the low voltage side. Okay, okay, sekejap ada gangguan. Okay, so how to determine R? Okay, we know that how to determine Z, given S and V, how to determine Z? We can determine Z equal to V square over S. V square over S. Okay, Z equal to V square over S. Because we know that from the Z triangle. Okay, saya recall balik mungkin ada yang terlupa. Okay, Z triangle. Okay, we have this is a Z, magnitude of Z. This is R. This is X. Okay, so of course this Z, how to determine Z ni dia punya amplitude of Z, how to determine the polar form of the Z. Z basically is Z magnitude angle theta. Okay, angle theta. So how to determine theta given let's say X and R? How to determine theta? Theta equal to, okay, tangent inverse tangent X over R. Ini daripada impedance triangle. Okay, so Z of the system, you can determine Z of the system by using this information. Okay, so this is a V square over S. Okay, so given this is a Z, V square over S actually is Z. So Z, this is a Z. Okay, R equal to, from this power triangle, R equal to Z cos theta. Okay, boleh? Okay, equal to Z cos theta. Okay, this is R. Okay, X equal to Z sin theta. And then the theta kita dah derive tadi from the impedance triangle. Theta equal to inverse tangent X over R. Okay, inverse tangent X over R. So you can determine R of the system, Z cos theta. Z cos theta, and X of the system equal to Z sin theta basically. Okay, mungkin siapa yang keliru dia kata mana daripada X over R dan sebagainya. Okay, ini adalah at the primary side. At the primary side. Okay, this is at the primary side. At the HV of the transformer, this one. This HV side. HV side or primary side. Primary side. Okay, this one we call it MVA. This one S basically is apparent power. Basically, it actually is this is a short circuit MVA. Short circuit MVA. Or we can say short circuit capability of the utility source. This one. This one short circuit capability of the utility source. And this one line to line voltage of the utility. Or we can say V line to line, and then X and R basically is ratio of XL to R of the utility. Satu lagi biasanya generator ni dia bagi info X over R. Okay, ratio XL over R of the utility source. Okay, apabila kita dah dapat at HV side, we need to transfer to the low voltage side or secondary side. Okay, we call it, dia punya notation dia adalah R prime. Kita dah dapat R, refer to the secondary side, we call it R prime and X prime. X prime. Okay. And then ada equivalent R system and X system, refer to the LV side, refer to LV side of the step down transformer. So rules dia adalah kita R prime equal to R system divided by N1 square. N1 square. Yang ni kita dah proof sebelum ni. Saya tak tunjuk dia punya proof kenapa bagi NY square. Dia adalah ratio kita punya transformer ratio. N adalah transformer ratio. N adalah transformer ratio. N equal to V1 over V2. V1 over V2. Ratio between rated voltage at the primary side divided by rated voltage of the secondary side of the transformer. Okay, similarly to X prime, okay, X system at the primary side divided by N square. Okay, yang ni. Okay, so the equivalent, okay, ni untuk generator selesai. Untuk generator yang kita dah refer kepada primary side. Okay, satu. Yang kedua, kita kena determine X dengan R of the transformer. Okay, transformer. Biasa transformer ni, dia parameter yang dia bagi adalah V line to line of the transformer and then S, apparent power of the transformer. Okay, so from this one kita, okay, satu ni. Yang kedua dia bagi dia punya R dengan L ni dia tak bagi dalam bentuk dalam bentuk ohms ataupun L and R. Okay, dia bagi dia punya per unit value. Okay, kalau kamu tengok transformer dekat data sheet dia, dia bagi R in term of per unit value. Okay, per unit. Sama juga X dia bagi dalam bentuk per unit. Ingat lagi, daripada per unit, macam mana nak tukar kepada real number? Okay, menggunakan base value. Yang tu saya rasa dalam subjek GTD pun ada. Dah ambil GTD ke belum?
Sudah, Doktor.
Okey, sudah. Baru ambil. Belum, ada yang belum ambil GTD?
Belum, Doktor.
Alah, belum. Tapi perkataan ataupun term ataupun istilah per unit system okey, boleh faham. Okey, saya just saya tak bagi kuliah tentang per unit system, saya just bagi quick review. Boleh nampak tak saya punya whiteboard? Boleh ya? Saya bagi just quick review berkenaan dengan per unit. Mungkin ada yang dah ambil, saya rasa mungkin should be no problem lah. Sebab dah ambil. Mungkin yang belum ambil, saya bagi quick review sikit. Okey, per unit ni dia macam normalized value. Contohnya katakan kamu ada nilai, let's say kita ada R dan kita ada L. Of course combination of this R and L adalah Z, betul? Okey. Katakan nilai R dan L ni dia bagi dalam bentuk real value. So, dia punya per unit value, let's say, okay, dia punya Z, okay, dia punya R per unit value equal to R real value bahagi dengan Z base. Okay, Z base. Sebagai contoh, dalam kes ni, base ni kita boleh ambil apa-apa value. Apa-apa value. Nak saya bising. Sorry Okay, let's say R kita dalam kes ni, let's say 2 ohms. Okay, dan Z base kita adalah let's say yang kita pilih, let's say 10 ohm. Okay, so per unit value equal to 2 bahagi dengan 10. So equal to 0.2 per unit. Okay, 0.2 per unit. Let's say we have L. Okay, let's say L given 0.5 per unit. Contohnya L diberi dalam bentuk per unit. Berapa nilai real value of L? Because we know that L per unit equal to L real value bahagi dengan Z base. Okay, kalau R dengan L base dia adalah Z. Okay, equal to, dalam kes ni kita nak L real. L real equal to L per unit darab dengan Z base. Okay, Z base. Let's say 0.5 darab Z base, let's say 10. 5 ohms. Okay, 5 ohms. Okay, sorry. 5, ni bukan L. XL. Sorry XL. Inductance XL. Okay, L ni Henry. Okay, XL 5 ohm. Okay, 1. Ni per unit untuk Z. Saya buat quick review Okay, kalau per unit untuk power kita ada, okay, power kita ada, okay, kita ada real power, kita ada reactive power, dan kita ada apparent power. Okay, apparent power kita ada 3. So untuk kira per unit power, let's say P per unit, P real divided by S base. Okay, real value bahagi dengan base value. Base kita untuk power, base dia adalah apparent. Dia tak ada P base, tak ada, dia adalah S base, apparent power. Similarly untuk Q per unit equal to Q real divided by S base. S base. Tadi kalau impedance R ataupun XL, dia punya base dia adalah Z. Kalau power, whether P or Q, dia punya base dia adalah S base. Okay, so kebiasaan, let's say kalau kita ada transformer, let's say we have a transformer. Okay, of course dalam transformer ni dia ada resistance, dia ada inductance, dia ada R, dia ada L dan sebagainya. Okay, kadang-kadang dalam dia punya data sheet dia tak bagi nilai R dia 3 ohms, L dia 5 Henry. Tak, biasanya dia bagi dia punya R dia equal to, let's say 0.2 per unit. Dia bagi macam tu. XL dia equal to 0.01 per unit. Dia bagi macam tu. Dan parameter lain dia bagi bila kita beli transformer, dia bagi dia punya S. Berapa dia punya apparent power. Macam tu. Berapa dia punya voltage dia. So daripada sini kita boleh determine real value ni adalah per unit value. So daripada sini kita boleh determine real value of the R and L. Okay, itu saja saya punya quick review sebelum kita guna dalam power quality punya analisis. Sebenarnya teori-teori yang kamu dah belajar sebelum ni kita terus apply. Okay, go back to our discussion. So how to determine R of the transformer and X L of the transformer. So transformer dia punya Z base dia adalah Z base of the transformer equal to V square divided by S. S base. V base divided by S base. Dalam kes ni base of the transformer, V base dia adalah voltage dia. Kita nak refer dekat secondary side, kita refer pada voltage at the secondary side of the transformer. Dan S dia, kVA adalah S, this one adalah S. Kenapa darab 1000 ni? Sebab dia punya unit je. Unit, formula square kan. Kalau kamu tak nak pening, kamu guna yang ni je. Guna yang ni. That one darab 1000 darab kV line to line square ni just a unit conversion type ni. Kalau tak nak bening-bening, kamu guna yang ni je. Kalau V dia bagi 1000 square divided by 1 megawatt contohnya. So this is a base. So diberi per unit value. So real value of the XR transformer adalah per unit value times base. Times that base. R per unit darab dengan Z base. Z base macam mana nak kira Z base? Ni Z base dia. V base square divided by S base. Similarly to X. X real value equal to X per unit darab dengan Z base. Z base daripada mana? Di sini. Z base yang sama. Ataupun Z base yang sama dengan sini. Itu cara nak convert daripada per unit kepada real value. Dah dapat. Apabila kita nak refer kepada secondary side, make sure kita punya voltage ni, voltage at the secondary side. Kalau dalam nota ni kita tulis voltage bawah sekali. Dekat bawah sekali ni dia tulis KVLL, maksudnya rated transformer voltage at LV, at low voltage side ataupun at secondary side. Semuanya kita refer kepada secondary side. Apabila kita nak analyze transformer, sistem yang ada transformer, kita kena decide sama ada kita nak refer kepada secondary side ataupun primary side. Kita kena decide salah satu je. Dah dapat kita punya R dan X untuk transformer. So the total, bila semuanya kita dah refer kepada primary side, so total S and R of the generator, or we call it a system, and this is the X and R of the transformer. So dia punya total adalah R total equal to R generator yang refer to the secondary side plus R transformer. This is for R. R total. Okay, kita hasil tambah daripada R of the generator that refer to the secondary side, we call it R prime plus R transformer. Okay, R total. And then X total equal to this one. We total up this X with this X. So we can get the R total. R total. So we have the R total lah. Kita ada R total. And then kita ada, sorry tak berapa cantik, L total. Okay, R total and X total. Sorry, X TOT. Okay, selesai. Dan seterusnya kita calculate X of the capacitor. Capacitor pun sama. Capacitor dalam sistem kita tadi, capacitor ni biasanya dia bagi dia punya voltage of the capacitor, and then dia bagi S, apparent power of the capacitor. Kalau kamu beli capacitor bank, okay, voltage rated dia, rated voltage, and apparent power. So X capacitor equal to V square, sama juga V square divided by S. Okay, V square divided by S, ataupun dalam, in other words, 1000 darab dengan kV cap, kilovolt V capacitor square divided by kVAR capacitor. Ataupun dalam bahasa yang lebih mudah, kalau saya X capacitor, whatever unit we have, V square divided by S, V square divided by S. Okay. Okay, and then we have this one. We have this one. Okay, we have this one. We have X capacitor, and then we have R total, and then we have X total. X total. So when we have X, of course we can determine L. This L total, because X total equal to 2 pi FL. So L total, we can determine this one. Okay, we can calculate L total. Similarly, okay, similarly to C, because we know that XC equal to 1 over 2 pi FC, and then C equal to 1 over 2 pi FC. Okay, sebenarnya the C of the capacitor actually is constant lah. C dia punya capacitance dia constant, tapi dia punya X dia varies, because X depending to the value of C is constant. This C is actually is constant. Okay, this C actually is constant. Yang varies sebenarnya adalah F, frequency. Okay, kalau at fundamental frequency, F dia let's say F1, maybe let's say 50 Hz. Kalau ada harmonic, F third harmonic, frekuensi dah jadi 150, 3 times 50. Okay, so XC dia lagi menurun because 1 over 150. Okay, ini akan bagi efek pada voltage distortion, because V equal to I harmonic times Z. Okay, akan bagi efek kepada voltage dan sebagainya. Okay, so how to determine this is how to determine XC XC. Okay, the resulting equivalent circuit for the electrical installation as seen by the harmonic source. Okay, seen by the harmonic source is drawn in the following figure. Okay, our Z total, okay, in parallel with C. That's why we call it parallel resonance. Okay, in parallel. So what is the value of Zin? What is Zin? Zin equal to ZC parallel with Z total. Z total. Or in other words, we can write ZC times Z total divided by ZC plus Z total. Okay, this is the Zin. And then this Zin, kita boleh draw dia punya efek Z in terhadap efek frekuensi terhadap Z in. Okey, saya minta izin menyalain dulu Okey, kita akan tengok sekejap lagi. Okey, yang penting macam mana determine Z in. Okey. So Z in, kita akan dapat Z in bila kita calculate Z in, this is the value of Z in. Bila kita masukkan nilai tadi. This is the Z total. This is a ZC. Okay, this is a Z total. Kita analyze tadi, this is a ZC. Okay, kita akan dapat Z in. Nampak tak? Z in bergantung kepada R fix, L fix, and C actually is fixed. Tetap, nilai yang tetap. Tetapi yang berubah bila ada harmonik yang berubah adalah frekuensi. Bergantung kepada harmonik. Okay, harmonik yang fundamental frequency. Let's say we have a 5th harmonic, we have a 7th harmonic, maybe we have a 9th harmonic. Okay, this value of frequency will affect the value of Z. So respon Z terhadap frekuensi macam mana? Apabila frekuensi berubah, macam mana nilai Z? Macam mana respon Z with the frequency? Okay. Ini kita akan tengok respon Z terhadap frekuensi, kita akan tengok sekejap lagi. Nanti saya akan draw. So daripada ni kita boleh draw dia punya respon Z terhadap frekuensi. Okey, ini adalah dia punya Z yang kita nak kira tadi. Okey, ni yang pertama. Okey, ni yang pertama. Okey, alright, ni yang pertama. Yang kedua, kita nak kira dia punya resonance frequency. Resonance frequency kita panggil sama ada dia F0 ataupun sometimes we write FRES. Okay, resonance frequency, bila berlaku resonance frequency, dia berlaku apabila XL equal to XC. XL equal to XC. XL equal to XC. So, this is a XL. How to determine XL? Equal to omega L. This is a XL. And XC equal to 1 over omega C. Okay, 1 over omega naught. Omega naught basically is angular frequency of the resonance. Okay, so when we solve this equation, we can determine omega. We can determine the angular frequency of the resonance equal to 1 over L total times C square root 2. Square root. Okay, so from this equation we can determine frequency because we know that 2 pi F equal to omega. So in this case F0 equal to omega naught. So we can determine the frequency by rearrange this equation 1 over 2 pi square root 2 square root L times C. This is the resonance frequency. Ini adalah nilai resonance frequency. Okay, ini adalah nilai resonance frequency of the system kita, of the parallel resonance. Okay. Okay, kita tengok plot Z terhadap frekuensi. Plot Z terhadap frekuensi. Okay, tadi kita dah analyze kita punya Z. Okay, look at to this circuit, equivalent circuit. Okay, kenapa saya punya pointer warna merah? Okay. Okay, pointer. Okay. Okay, kita dah ada source of the harmonic connected to the Z. So, ni adalah kita punya Z yang kita dah derive tadi. Bagaimana respon Z terhadap frekuensi? Okay, bila kita plot graph Z terhadap frekuensi, okay, look at to this graph. Okay, this is the Z. Okay, this is the Z, sama. Okay, ni sama Z. Okay, and then paksi X dia adalah frekuensi. Kita plot Z related to the frequency. Kalau kamu plot even guna Excel, put the value of R, L and C, and then you varies the value of frequency. Okay, kamu akan dapat dia punya Z dia, bentuk dia macam ni. Okay, frekuensi, bila frekuensi meningkat, you increase the frequency, dia akan naik sampai satu Z yang paling tinggi. Okay, sampai satu point. Okay, sampai satu maximum point. Okey, sampai satu dia punya maximum point kat sini. Bila you increase lagi dia punya frequency, Z dia akan menurun. Menurun macam ni. Okey. So dia punya karakteristik dia macam sama tak bell shape. Ala-ala bell shape lah. Okey, ala-ala bell shape. This one kita panggil Z resonance. Okey, berlaku pada at frequency resonance. Okey, at frequency resonance. So kita dah prove tadi this frequency resonance, bila kita analyze in details, kita akan dapat dia berlaku bila XL equal to XC. Okey. Okey, bila XL equal to XC, that frequency kita panggil sebagai frequency resonance. Okey, apa kesan frequency resonance ni? Kamu akan tengok pada frequency resonance, dia punya impedance dia terlalu tinggi compare dengan frequency ni. Kalau at this frequency, for example, look at to my pen. Okay, we have this Z. Let's say Z1. Okay, this is frequency 1. Apabila let's say frequency kita bertambah, okay, let's say kat sini, so dia punya Z dia lagi rendah, contohnya. Okay, tetapi at the resonance frequency, Z dia tinggi. Apabila Z ni tinggi, apa akan berlaku kepada voltage? Okay, voltage kat sini across the load, or in other words across the capacitor. Kat sini kalau kita pecahkan, sebenarnya dia adalah combination of C and L and R. Kat sini L and R, this is C. Okay, apa yang akan berlaku ni sebenarnya ni combination ni Z, combination of Z ini actually is combination of C, L and R. Apabila Z ni terlalu tinggi, okay, this Z terlalu tinggi, apa yang akan berlaku? Voltage across C ni juga tinggi. Voltage disebabkan oleh harmonic. Because V harmonic equal to Z at harmonic frequency times I harmonic. Apabila Z tinggi, darab dengan current pada harmonic tersebut akan menghasilkan voltage harmonic yang tinggi. Apabila voltage harmoni yang tinggi, apa yang akan berlaku pada kapasitor kita? Kapasitor bank kita ni. Kapasitor bank ni dia ada limit voltage. At certain, apabila capai satu certain level of the voltage, dia punya limitation, dia akan terbakar. Dia akan heating. Heating, overheating dan menyebabkan terbakar. Itu adalah kesan harmonik. Okay, kesan harmonik pada resonance frequency. So, apa yang akan berlaku sebenarnya at the resonance frequency? Pada resonance frequency, kita tahu apa yang kita boleh conclude, Z dia adalah tinggi. Okey. Apabila ada current pada this frequency, apabila ada current harmonic current which is equal to harmonic resonance, equal to current at the resonance frequency ataupun close kepada harmonic frequency, so akan menghasilkan Z yang terlalu tinggi dan menyebabkan voltage dia juga tinggi dan boleh beri impak kepada kapasitor ataupun any equipment yang ada kat sini. Itu kesan dia. So apa yang kita boleh conclude? Kita mesti eliminate harmonic at this resonance frequency. Sebagai contoh, sebagai contoh, ni kat mana lagi nak contohnya? Sebagai contoh, let's say resonance frequency kita, let's say pada 150 Hz. Okey. Tiba-tiba kita punya current harmonic source, okey, tengok kat sini, harmonic source, current harmonic at 150 Hz ada value. Let's say ada 20 ampere. So this 20 ampere darab dengan Z yang tinggi akan bagi voltage yang tinggi. So, apa yang berlaku? Apa yang perlu kita buat? Kita mesti eliminate current pada harmonic yang sama dengan resonance frequency. Kita mesti eliminate. Kita mesti filter dia. Kita mesti mitigate dia ataupun reduce that harmonic. Itu yang kita akan belajar in the next subtopic. Okay, itu untuk parallel. Ni impact dia. Okay, so next, untuk faham kita punya analisis ni, saya rasa better kita buat example. Okey. Ha. Okey, boleh. Okey. Next kita cuba lihat kita punya impulse. Ni saya dah cerita tadi sebenarnya. Maksudnya this voltage distortion accompanied by the circulation of harmonic currents in LC are greater than injected harmonic. At frequency harmonic impedance is maximum. Saya dah explain tadi. Okay, a high voltage distortion is occur in the system. Saya dah explain tadi. Okay, kita try buat example yang pertama. Okay, cuba baca example yang pertama dulu. Okay, cuba baca example yang pertama. Cuba fahamkan soalan example yang pertama. Nanti saya akan explain. Okay, saya bagi masa 5 minit untuk kamu baca example yang pertama. Okay, cuba baca example pertama. Cuba lihat dia punya circuit dan cuba fahamkan dia punya info dulu. Tak perlu fahamkan dia punya solution. Cuba fahamkan info dulu. Saya bagi masa 5 minit. Okay, so kita tengok example 1 Tengok example 1. Okay, figure shows 2000 kVA 13.8 kilovolt 480 volt transformer with a leakage reactance of 6%. 6% means per unit 0.06 per unit, feeding a bus containing to 500 horsepower variable speed drive. Okay, this. Okay, Syed baru masuk Syed. Ya kah? Okay. Okay, so kita ada variable speed drive. Kalau suara saya tak jelas bagi tahu Okay, and then we have a 750 kVAR Y connected capacitor. This is a capacitor. Tengok dekat gambar aja, 750 kVAR capacitor bank is installed on the 480 volt. This is a 480 volt bus. Okay, for power factor correction. Okay, perform an analysis to determine the condition for resonance. Okay, and then assume F equal to 60 Hz. This is a fundamental frequency. Fundamental frequency 60 Hz. Okay, and assume ideal voltage source. Ideal voltage source maksudnya tak ada Z equal to 0 lah, tak ada impedance. Tak ada losses. Tak ada losses maksudnya, tak ada losses. Okay, ideal voltage source maksudnya dia punya Z equal to 0 Z equal to 0. Okay, kita punya transformer secondary side, primary side dia adalah 13.8 kV. Dia kena faham dulu dia punya parameter. And then secondary side actually 480 volt. Okay, dia punya R tak diberi. Biasanya transformer ni R dia very small lah. Dia punya R dia very small. Sometimes we can neglect the value of R. And then we have a L. This XL of the transformer, we can write XTR. Basically 6%. What is the meaning of 6%? This is a per unit value. Equal to 0.06. 6 bahagi 100. 0.06 per unit. Per unit per unit. Okay, per unit. And then we have a variable speed drive. Okay, of course when we have a variable speed drive load, biasanya motor semua kita ada variable speed drive for high tech punya application. Okay, so of course dia punya kelemahan dia akan produce harmonic. Okay, akan produce harmonic. Okay, this harmonic will flow to the capacitor. Dia akan pergi ke capacitor dan dia akan pergi ke transformer dan sebagainya. So dia akan berlaku parallel lah. Harmonik satu sebahagian ke kapasitor, sebahagian ke transformer. So bahagi, okey. Kalau macam itu maksudnya dia parallel, bukan series. So the question is, soalan dia adalah determine the resonance frequency. Determine the condition of resonance, maksudnya determine the frequency resonance. F0 ataupun sometimes we write F resonance. Ini dia punya soalan dia. Okey, dia punya soalan dia. So sebelum kita determine resonance frequency, so kita kena determine dia punya Z. Okey, so dia punya, kalau kita boleh lukis balik dia punya equivalent circuit. Okey, kat sini tak lukis. Saya nak kamu imagine dulu dia punya equivalent circuit daripada harmonic source. Okey, kalau boleh salin lagi bagus. Pada harmonic source dia akan pergi ke C. Sorry tak cantik. Ini adalah harmonic source, I harmonic. Akan pergi ke C, dan satu lagi akan pergi ke, dalam kes ni dia tak ada R, dia hanya ada L. L of the transformer. C and then L of the transformer ataupun XL. Okey. Ni flow dia. Ni I harmonic. Okay, so the question is, berapa dia punya Z in there? Okay, yang kedua, berapa dia punya F resonance dia? Bila berlaku resonance? Bila XC equal to XL. Okay, XC equal to XL. So sekarang ni kita tak ada nilai, berapa nilai C dan nilai L. Saya nak kita faham apa yang kita nak cari sebenarnya. Sekarang ni nilai C kita tak ada, tak diberi, tapi kita boleh calculate. Nilai L pun sama, tak diberi, tetapi kita boleh calculate. So first thing, you need to calculate C and L. After that, you can determine this one. Okay. Okay. So apa yang kita perlu buat? Maksud soalan ni dia kata ideal voltage source, maksudnya R system kita kosong, X system kita juga kosong. So transformer equivalent resistor R transformer juga tidak diberi, maksudnya dia kosong. Kosong. So kita buat untuk transformer dulu. Analyze for the transformer. Okay, satu transformer equivalent reactance. Okay, refer to the secondary side. Okay, refer to the LV. LV side, kat mana LV side? Ini adalah LV side ataupun secondary side. So X transformer equal to X per unit, ataupun in other words, kita boleh tulis macam ni lagi mudah, X per unit darab dengan Z per unit of the transformer. Okay, macam mana nak determine Z per unit of the transformer? Okay, diberi S of the transformer and then diberi V of the transformer. Kalau kita nak refer kepada secondary side, kita refer voltage pada secondary side. Equal to V square divided by S. This is a Z per unit of the, ni bukan Z per unit, Z base. Okay, sorry ini adalah Z base. So Z base equal to V base bahagi dengan S base. S base of the transformer actually is 200 kVA and V base at the secondary side actually is equal to 480 volt. Okay, masukkan nilai 6%, 0.06 darab dengan ni just conversion unit just conversion unit, simple mathematical. Kalau tak nak pening, kamu terus buat V base dia equal to 480 square divided by 2000K. Okay, and then you can get this value. Okay, you can get this value. Try lah tekan calculator nanti. Okay, dapat untuk transformer. Seterusnya, bila dah dapat X, kamu boleh determine dia punya L. Because we know that XTR equal to omega L. So L equal to X divided by 2 pi F. 2 pi F. So L, okay, at the 60 frequency, 60 Hz frequency, you can get this value of L, 18.33 microhenry. Okay. For the capacitor, sama juga untuk capacitor. Capacitor, info yang dia beri adalah voltage V equal to 480 volt, and this is S. Okay, it's S, and then S capacitor equal to V square divided by S. V square equal to 480 square divided by 750, ada mega tak? K 750 K. Okay, tekan kalkulator yang akan dapat X capacitor. Okay, X capacitor. From this X, of course, we know that XC equal to 1 over 2 pi FC, and then you can determine C, and the C of the capacitor equal to 8.64 millifarad. Okay, sekarang ni kamu dah dapat C, dah dapat L. Okay, selesai. Kita punya main goals adalah nak determine F resonance. Okay, kita dah derive tadi F resonance equal to 1 over 2 pi square root L times C. Okay, so F resonance equal to 1 over 2 pi L times C. Kita akan dapat ini. So frekuensi resonance berlaku pada 401 Hz. Okay, ni F resonance. Kita punya F fundamental kita adalah 50 Hz. Sorry, 60 Hz. 60 Hz, sistem ni kat UK contoh. 60 Hz. Okay. Frekuensi resonance berlaku pada 401 Hz ataupun bersamaan dengan 6.7, order yang ke 6.7. Okey, kalau harmonik itu order yang ke 6.7. Order yang pertama, order yang kedua, ketiga, ke-6, 6.7. Okey, which is this 6.7 basically is close to the 7. Close to the 7 harmonic. So, sekiranya kalau kita ada current at 7 harmonic, IH, kalau kita ada current at 7 harmonic, this IH akan bagi impak yang tinggi kepada kita punya kapasitor. Sebab V equal to, at resonant frequency, Z dia very high, times by IH. So, akan dapat voltage distortion yang tinggi. Okay, the F resonant is close to the 7 harmonic, which is one of the more common frequency component found in the power system. Okay, kebiasaannya harmonik yang problem dekat power system adalah pada 7 harmonic. 7 harmonic. Apabila resonant frequency dia close kepada harmonik yang ke-7, so akan bagi serious effect kepada kita punya sistem. So apa yang kita perlu buat? Kita mesti eliminate this harmonic. Okay, eliminate harmonik yang ke-7 at least kita eliminate harmonik yang ke-7. Kalau dapat eliminate semua lagi bagus. Tapi tak semua equipment yang kita ada boleh eliminate semua harmonik. Okey. Tu contoh dia. Ini adalah example yang pertama. Okey. Very simple lah. Example yang pertama, macam mana kita nak calculate F resonance based on equation yang kita dah prove sebelum ni. Okay, next, look at to example yang kedua. Okay, example yang kedua. Okay, cuba baca example yang kedua Cuba buat. Cuba baca. Saya akan, sekejap lagi saya akan explain. Baca dulu. Okay, let's say example yang kedua. Kita ada a parallel resonant network consisting of resistor. Kita ada resistor 2.75 ohms and a capacitor of 2.3 millifarad, and then inductor of 39.5 microhenry are connected across a sinusoidal voltage. This is a sinusoidal voltage which has a constant output of 277 volt. Okay, at all frequencies. Okay, 277 volt. Okay, lukis lita, letak dia punya semua information. Okay, calculate the resonance frequency, F resonance. Okay, the circuit current at resonance and ratio of the capacitor current at resonance. Okay, at 60 Hz. At 60 Hz. So, apa yang kamu perlu buat? Kita dah tahu dalam kes ni kita dah ada equivalent resistor in parallel. So frequency resonance equal to 1 over 2 pi LC. Okay, 2 pi LC ni dah parallel lah. Ni simple lah dia punya example ni. Okay, so kita akan dapat 527.7 Hz. Frequency resonance berlaku pada 527.7 Hz. So, inductive reactance at resonance frequency. Berapa nilai inductive reactance? Ada kita minta. Circuit current at resonance, ratio of capacitor current. Ratio capacitor current. Okay. Okay, so XL kita equal to 2 pi FL. Okay, so at frequency resonance, and then you can determine XL. And then current draw IT from the supply. This is look at to the figure. Tengok figure ni. Okay, IT kita boleh calculate IT because IT equal to IR. IT from the supply resonance. Okay, resonance because resonance XC equal to XR. XC equal to XL. Cancel out. So IT equal to V over R, and then you can get the current, and current flowing through the inductor at the resonance equal to V divided by XL. V divided by XL. V, voltage across the L divided by XL, 2 pi FL, and then this is the current through the inductor. Current through the inductor. And then current flow through the capacitor. Current, okay, flowing through the capacitor at resonant frequency equal to IC, IC equal to V over XC. Okay, V over XC, which means that V over 1 over omega C. That's why kita dapat equation ni. IC equal to omega 2 pi F naik atas, 2 pi FC times V. Okay, F at the resonance frequency, dan kita dapat dia punya current dia. Okay, kalau kita tengok dia punya current dia, current flow through the capacitor at 60 Hz, ni at 527.7 Hz. At 50 Hz, current dia adalah 2 pi FC, F at 60 Hz. So current dia adalah 240. Okay, at normal situation, bila tak ada harmonic, current dia, fundamental current dia adalah 240 ampere. Bila ada harmonic, especially at resonance frequency, current dia berapa? Current yang go through to the capacitor berapa? 2.11 kilo ampere. Berapa kali ganda? Maksudnya dia punya current dia suddenly increase. Okay, berapa dia punya magnification, okay, ataupun gandaan dia, gandaan current pada pada capacitor kita adalah 2.11 kilo ampere divided by 240.1 ampere. 8 kali ganda, 9 kali ganda. Itu impak dia. So itu yang menyebabkan capacitor kita panas dan akhir sekali terbakar. Kerana disebabkan oleh frekuensi at the resonance, disebabkan harmonik pada resonance frequency, kita punya voltage dan current pada kita punya capacitor suddenly increase. Okay, suddenly increase. Berapa kali ganda? Bukan 2 kali ganda. Dalam kes ni sebagai contoh, hampir 9 kali ganda. Okay, so what we can conclude from this example shows that due to the harmonics, especially at the resonance frequency, the capacitance current circulate in the power factor capacitor bank actually is higher compared to situation where only fundamental current is present. Okay, fundamental current dia 240. Kalau ada harmonic at the resonance frequency, naik sebanyak hampir 9 kali ganda. Itu kesan dia. Contoh dia, macam mana kita nak analisis. Okay. Okay, next look at to example 3. Example 3. Oh, dah sejam setengah. Sekejap je. Ini perlukan rehat ke tak ni? Boleh teruskan Boleh saya teruskan Boleh Okay, look at the example 3. Kita ada beberapa example untuk parallel resonance. Okay, look at this example. Let's say we have an industrial plant is supplied from the utility 11 kilovolt. Okay, our utility basically is supply 11 kilovolt. 11 kilovolt at frequency 50 Hz. This is S short circuit, or we call it MVA short circuit, equal to mega volt ampere. And then this is the XR ratio, okay, of the supply. Ini je biasanya kita punya information of the source dalam bentuk macam ni, V, S dengan X over R ratio. Okay, the short circuit data from the utility indicate a 3-phase short circuit. This is a 3-phase short circuit information of the generator, and XR ratio of the generator equal to 2.4. The transformer supplying the plant is rated at 1000 kVA. This is the information of the transformer. Information of the transformer. This is a S. This is a V line to line at the transformer. This is the per unit. Ni real application. Dia punya art dia bukan dalam bentuk ohms, dia bagi dalam bentuk per unit value. So macam mana kita nak convert daripada per unit value kepada real value? Yang tu yang kamu, saya tak pasti kenapa ada yang belum ambil lagi GTD. Okay, tak pastilah, mungkin roadmap macam mana. So fundamentalnya kat situ. Untuk per unit value, ataupun dalam power system pun saya rasa ada discuss per unit value. Kalau dah ambil power system, hopefully okay lah. Okay, kalau tak mungkin agak susah untuk faham, tapi saya cuba bantu supaya mungkin ada yang belum ambil nanti boleh, yang belum ambil lagi boleh faham lah. Okay, sebab kita punya power quality ni, analisis dia adalah kita guna fundamental yang kita belajar sebelum ni. Okay, next, the system frequency actually is 50 Hz. This is a fundamental frequency. A star connected to 100 kVAR capacitor bank, 200. So berapa voltage dia kat sini? Kat sini bus bar ni voltage dia berapa? 415 volt. 415 volt. Okay, determine the parallel frequency of the system. So harmonic ni datang daripada mana? Datang daripada, look at to this circuit, datang daripada non-linear load. Okay, datang daripada non-linear load, high harmonic. So apa yang kamu perlu buat adalah kamu kena cari dia punya berapa C dia, berapa L dia, berapa XL dia. In this case, XL combination of from the source, kombinasi daripada source dan transformer. Itu yang kita kena analyze. Okay, first determine the equivalent R and X of the source. Okay, R and X of the source. Okay, daripada parameter ni dulu. Ni adalah berkaitan dengan source. Okay, at HV side. Sebelum tu kita kena kira berapa nilai R dan X at HV side, and then kita transfer kepada secondary side. Okay, okay, so Z kita dah tahu, Z of the system equal to V square divided by S. V square divided by S. And then R, kita dah tunjuk sebelum ni, equal to Z cos theta. Z cos theta. So in this case, kita punya V kita adalah 11 square. Kalau kamu tak nak keliru, kamu tulis 11K square divided to 200 mega. Sama juga, sebab mega, K square divided by mega, dia cancel out. Okay, and then tangent X over R. Kenapa kita tunjuk equation ni sebelum ni? Sebab information daripada source sebenarnya dia bagi X over R je. Sebenarnya this tangent, inverse tangent X over R equal to theta of the impedance triangle. Okay, R, X. This is impedance. Theta. This is a Z. Okay, sebenarnya dia bagi information of the source ni adalah X over R. Okay, inverse tangent x over r actually equal to theta. Okay, dapat dia punya R system. Sorry, nanti kamu tambah ohms 0.233 ohms. Okay, this is R system. And then x of the generator, or in this case we call it x of the system, Vs square divided by S sine. Okay, x equal to sine inverse tangent x over r. So kita akan dapat nilai 0.558 ohm. Okay. Yang ni example yang ni kalau mungkin sepatutnya kamu dah biasa tekan kalkulator. Kalau tak biasa tekan kalkulator, make sure kamu tekan betul-betul kalkulator. Buka kurungan, tutup kurungan. Kadang-kadang cara tekan kalkulator juga mempengaruhi jawapan kita betul atau salah. Okay. So kena try lah, kena cuba tekan kalkulator. Nanti balik cuba recalculate balik. Cuba double check jawapan ni betul tak, sebab saya ambil daripada example ni daripada buku. Mungkin buku tu salah kira sebab saya tak tekan kalkulator. Nanti bagi tahu saja. Okay, dapat. So dapat dia punya X dengan S ada HV side. Next, kamu kena tengok kita nak transfer kepada low voltage punya side. Kita nak transfer kepada secondary voltage of the side. Kita nak transfer kepada secondary side of the transformer. Daripada X dengan R kat sini kita nak transfer kepada X system prime dan R system prime. That transfer to the secondary side. So, pertama kita kena tahu dia punya transformer ratio. Transformer ratio. Transformer ratio basically N, we call it N. Transformer ratio we call it N. Okay, ni dalam electrical measurement pun ada. Saya pun pernah ajar electrical measurement. Kita ada discuss berkenaan dengan transformer ratio equal to V1 over V2. Okay, V1 11 kV divided by 415 volt. This is a transformer ratio. Okay, N. So, kita punya sistem, R system, X system, kita transfer kepada LV side. Kita transfer kepada LV side. So, formula yang saya dah tunjuk sebelum ni. So, R prime system equal to R system divided by N square. Okay, by N square. And then you can get the R prime system. And then similarly to X prime system, X system divided by N square, and then you can get this X prime system. That refer to the secondary side or low voltage side of the transformer. Okay, dah ada. Okay, selesai untuk source. Oh, kenapa jadi macam ni? Selesai untuk source. Then, apa yang kamu kena calculate next? Kamu kena calculate X and R untuk transformer pula. Okay, untuk transformer at LV side, proses yang sama. Okay, yang dia bagi dalam bentuk per unit, kamu kena tukar kepada real value R per unit times Z transformer base. Okay, dalam kes ni Z transformer base, Z base of the transformer equal to V base square divided by S base. In this case, V base square at the secondary side equal to 415 divided by S base equal to 1000 kVA. Okay, that's why kamu dapat R transformer equal to 0.01 darab dengan 415 square divided, okay, sama ada kamu terus buat 415 square bahagi dengan 1000 K, kamu akan dapat nilai ini. Sama je. Sama. Okay. Similarly untuk X. Okay, proses yang sama. X per unit darab dengan Z base. This is Z base. Okay, kamu akan dapat nilai ini. So, dapatlah kamu punya R dengan X of the transformer. Okay. Next, apa yang kamu perlu cari? C of the capacitor. Okay. C of the capacitor. Okay, sebelum kita kira C of the capacitor, kita kira total R and XL of the source and transformer. So kita kira total, okay, R total, okay, that refer to the secondary side, kita tambah. Similarly to X total, X system refer to the secondary side, kita tambah dengan S of the transformer. Okay, so kita dapat dia punya total. Similarly to the capacitor, kita kira dia punya X capacitor, which is equal to X info yang dia bagi adalah V, dia dah bagi V square divided by S. Okay, dia tak bagi nilai X capacitor dalam bentuk per unit, cuma dia hanya bagi info voltage rating of the capacitor dengan apparent power of the capacitor. So daripada situ juga kita boleh calculate dia punya X. Okay, dia punya XC, X capacitor. Okay, X capacitor. Okay, then kita boleh determine daripada X, kita boleh determine dia punya C. Okay, dia punya C, capacitance of the capacitor, because C equal to 1 over 2 pi of FC. Kita dah dapat C, dah dapat X dan dapat L. And then kita boleh determine dia punya, okay, dah ada X total, determine dia punya L total. So from this one you can draw the equivalent circuit seen from the harmonic source, C parallel with L, so that you can determine the value of resonance frequency. Equation yang sama, resonance frequency equal to 2 pi square root to L times C. Okay, dan kita akan dapat resonance frequency akan berlaku pada 430.88 Hz. Okay, apabila ada harmonic yang close to this frequency, ini akan bagi impact kepada kita punya capacitor. Apabila ada harmonic that close to this frequency. Okay, the resonance frequency equal to 430.88 Hz, or in other words equal to ni order dia yang keberapa, harmonic order. So macam mana nak kira? 430.88 bahagi dengan fundamental frequency, bahagi dengan 50. So dapat 8.62, which is close to 9 harmonic order of the frequency, of the harmonic frequency, which is the resonance frequency actually is close to the 9th frequency, which is one of the, okay, apabila close kepada 9 frequency, this harmonic 9th frequency juga adalah more common frequency components found in power system problem. So juga kita punya harmonic yang ke-9 ni sangat dangerous lah untuk kita punya network. So we need to eliminate. Kalau kita ada 9 harmonic of the component, kita juga kena ada satu sistem yang boleh mitigate this harmonic component, because it can give serious effect to the system. Ini contoh-contoh calculation lah. Okay. Last one, kita ada example yang keempat. Example yang keempat pun example yang sama, nak prove how to determine the resonance frequency of the system. Okay, soalannya hampir sama. Sebagai contoh, kita tengok example yang keempat. Ni pun example sama juga dia punya flow. Okay, saya explain lah. Okay, kita ada 4 example, banyak example ni untuk parallel resonance. Okay, saya explain brief berkenaan dengan example yang keempat. Okay, let's say kita ada satu an industrial plant is supply from the utility 3-phase 480 volt distribution feeder, and the short circuit data from the utility indicates a 3-phase short circuit MVA, which is equal to 0.5 MVA and XS equal to 5%. This is the per unit value of the source, which is XS equal to 0.05 per unit. Okay, the system frequency is 60 Hz. A star connected 120 kV out of the capacitor bank. It's a capacitor bank. Okay, connected to 480 volt bus bar of the power correction. Determine the parallel resonance of the system. Parallel resonance of the system. Okay, harmonik datang daripada load ni. Okay. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to calculate XL and XC. Okay. In this case, you need to calculate the in this case you need to calculate the X of the source. X of the source given per unit value. Okay, daripada per unit value you can convert to the real value. Sebelum convert kepada real value, apa yang kamu perlu buat adalah kamu kena determine base of the source. Base value of the source. Okay, base value of the source, Z base equal to V base square divided by S base. In this case, kita punya source berapa voltage dah? So voltage dia yang ni kita akan determine dia punya base value. Saya tulis VB je lah. VB square divided by S base. Okay, this is a base value of the source. So the actual value of the source, X as per unit times X base per unit is given base. We have to calculate the base value, and then you can determine the real value of the impedance of the source. Okay, this is at the secondary side. We have transformer or not? Okay, we don't have a transformer. Okay, we don't have transformer, so we can determine this is a XS. Okay, XS equal to 0.023 ohms, and then you can calculate L. Okay, L, because L equal to X divided by 2 pi F. Okay, this is L. Okay, then you need to calculate C. Okay, given C, we have information of voltage. Look at to the figure, look at to the circuit, we have a S, and then we have a voltage equal to 480 volt voltage. From this one, you can determine X, because X equal to V square voltage divided by apparent power. So you can get the reactance of the capacitor. From the reactance, you can determine capacitance, you can determine C, so you can get C. So the resonance frequency you can calculate by using this formula. Resonance frequency equal to F0, or in other words, sometimes we write F resonance, FRES, equal to 1 over 2 pi square root LSC. Okay. Bila kita kira ni, kita akan dapat frekuensi resonance kita adalah 548 Hz. Okay. This 548 Hz pada order harmonic order yang keberapa? So cara dia nak determine order of the harmonic, F resonant divided by F fundamental. Okay, F fundamental sama juga F supply ataupun F1, F fundamental. So dia berlaku pada order yang ke 9.13. Okay, 9.13. Di 9.13 basically close kepada 9 order of the harmonic. So apabila kita ada I at 9, so dia akan bagi effect kepada kita punya sistem. Okay, kepada sistem, especially voltage distortion, because V equal to IZ. Contohlah interpretation. Okay, so itu sahaja berkenaan dengan parallel resonance. Okay, so apa yang kita boleh conclude untuk parallel resonance ni? Pertama, kita nak calculate berapa nilai resonance frequency. Okay, nilai parallel resonance frequency, dan order yang keberapa? Order yang ke-7, ke-5, ke-9. Okay, so apabila kita dah tahu order yang keberapa, so apabila kita ada harmonik yang sama dengan frekuensi resonance, so dia akan bagi effect kepada kita punya kapasitor. Kapasitor boleh jadi panas, terbakar dan sebagainya. Okay, so kita mesti eliminate. Ini kaitan berkenaan dengan parallel resonance. Okay, so next Wah, hari ni straight kuliah kan. Rehat pun sekejap je. Okay. Next, kita tengok series resonance. Okay. Series resonance ni, okay, dalam bahasa yang mudah, sumber source of the harmonic ni sebenarnya dia series kepada kita punya capacitor. Contoh maksudnya pen. Contoh dalam kes ni sebagai contoh series resonance. Series resonance is more likely to be invoked in system where the system inductance are in series. System inductors are in series with power factor correction bank as illustrated in the following figure. So let's say dalam kes ni harmonic ni datang daripada mana? Let's say datang daripada network. Okay, network. Let's say this network ada harmonic. For example, okay, this harmonic dia akan lalu ke L of the transformer dan pergi kepada kita punya C secara siri. Okay, yang ni kita panggil series harmonic, series resonance. Okay, so dalam kes ni dia panggil series resonance. Series resonance sebab source of the harmonic in series with the capacitor. Itu je in brief. Okay, so bila kita analyze this circuit in series, for example, source of the harmonic, okay, connected in series with the capacitor, so kita boleh determine voltage across capacitor. Okay, voltage across capacitor guna voltage divider, So this voltage across capacitor equal to this equation, voltage divider, ZC divided by this ZS plus ZC. Okay. Ni kat sini dia buat minus sebab ZS minus JZC ataupun sebenarnya dia adalah ZS. Kita boleh tulis plus 1 over JZC 1 over JXC. Sama je. Kalau J naik atas dia akan jadi minus. Okay. Okay. So ni adalah voltage yang across kita punya ZC. Okay, so this voltage sebenarnya juga bergantung kepada frekuensi. Okay, bergantung kepada frekuensi. Okay, because XC pun ada. XC bergantung kepada frekuensi 1 over omega C, 1 over 2 pi FC. Okay, 2 pi FC. So bila kita derive, benda yang sama kita akan dapat. Harmonic sebenarnya berlaku pada 1 over L square root LC ataupun F equal to 2 pi square root L times C. Sama juga bila kita derive. Okay, square root LC. So dia punya ni dia punya order yang keberapa. So this harmonic frequency equal to H, basically each order. Order ni maksudnya yang pertama, yang kedua ke, ketiga, keempat dan seterusnya. Okay, omega naught equal to H omega S. This omega S actually is fundamental frequency. Berapa gandaan fundamental frequency? Order ni sebenarnya adalah gandaan. Okay, gandaan fundamental frequency. Okay, so bila kita rearrange, kita akan dapat H ni atau order ni sama dengan omega ataupun resonance frequency divided by fundamental frequency. Okay, bila kita analyze, equal to 1 over Ls. Okay, this 1 over Ls basically equal to Xc divided by S square root, or in other words we can write as short circuit capacity in MVA divided by S apparent power of the capacitor. This is apparent power of the capacitor. This is short circuit capacity of the system. Okay, kita tengok example yang last. Ni example last Okay, example last. Alright. Okay, ini tengok example yang terakhir. Okay, untuk series resonance. Okay, let's say kita ada an industrial plant is supply from the utility, okay, which is 3-phase 12.6 kilovolt distribution feeder. Okay, this is a 12.6 kilovolt distribution feeder. The short circuit data from the utility, this is short circuit of the utility, basically from the generator of a 3-phase short circuit MVA of 0.5 MVA, and then XS equal to 5%. The system frequency is 50 Hz. A star connected 300 kVAR capacitor bands is connected to the 12.6 kilovolt bus bar for the power factor correction. Okay, determine the series resonance of the system. Okay, series resonance of the system. Okay, so first of all, what you need to do, you need to calculate the Z base of the utility of the generator. Okay, Z base equal to V base square divided by S base. Okay, V base equal to 12.6 kilovolt. S base actually is 0.5 MVA, or in other words, we can write 500 kVA. Okay, you can get Z base, and then given X in per unit, you can convert to the real value. You convert kepada real value because X per unit equal to X real equal to X per unit times by Z base. Okay, and then bila kita dapat dia punya XS, impedance of the system, so we can determine the inductance L. We can determine the L. Okay, which is our L equal to 51.51 millihenry. Okay, lepas dah kita kira L, kita kena kira C. Okay, so C, okay, kaedah yang sama, V square divided by S. Okay, you can get the reactance of the capacitor bank, and then from the reactance of the capacitor bank, you can determine C. Okay, you can determine capacitance of the capacitor bank. Proses yang sama. And then from this one, you can determine resonance frequency. Okay, this resonance frequency menggunakan equation yang sama yang kita dah buat sebelum ni. Okay, equal to 1/2 pi LC, and then resonance frequency berlaku pada 287.2 Hz. Okay, yang ni order yang keberapa? Nak tahu order yang keberapa, bahagi dengan dia punya fundamental frequency. Dalam kes ni fundamental frequency dia adalah 50 Hz. Kita berlaku pada order yang ke 5.77, which is close to 6 order. Okay, so 6 order or 6 harmonic. Okay, 6 harmonic. Itu maksudnya. Okay, so macam mana nak mitigate dia punya problem ni, nak mitigate harmonic pada yang 6 order ataupun yang order yang ke-5, ke-6 dan ke-7. So kita akan discuss dalam next chapter. So next chapter ni kita akan sambung pada minggu ke-7. Minggu ke-8, minggu ke-9. So minggu depan kamu cuti ya. So kamu cuti 1 minggu, midterm break. So next 2 weeks kita akan discuss how to mitigate the harmonic, okay, the particular harmonic order in the system. Okay, saya rasa itu saja untuk kuliah chapter 5 pada kali ini. So how to mitigate, how to eliminate the harmonic order, how to solve the harmonic problem in the system, we will discuss in the next subtopic in the next 2 weeks. Okay, so itu saja untuk kuliah chapter 5 pada kali ini. Okay, itu saja.